The 67th edition of the Caribbean Series gets underway this Friday, January 31st, running until next Friday, February 7th. 5 teams are taking part, the champion ball clubs from the 4 permanent member countries of Mexico, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and Venezuela. And 1 additional team, Japan Breeze. If that last one seems really out of place, well, it is. This will be the first time a team from completely outside the Caribbean region takes part. A little strange, yes, but it's the one thing that makes this year's Caribbean Series different. A reason to tune in and see what happens. Unfortunately, this will be the smallest field of teams since the 2018 Caribbean Series. Last year there were 8 teams. 2 years ago there were 9. Cuba, Nicaragua, Panama, Colombia, and Curacao will not be here this time. They're all taking part in the Series of the Americas, which is just wrapping up right now. But Mexico, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and Venezuela are the 4 countries that have really kept this event going, and they're all here for the 2025 edition. The venue is Estadio Nido de los Águilas in Mexicali, just across the U.S.-Mexico border, home to Águilas de Mexicali of the LMP, seating capacity of 20,000. Schedule: it all kicks off on Friday with Venezuela versus Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico versus Mexico. Saturday, Dominican Republic versus Japan and Mexico versus Venezuela. Sunday, Japan versus Puerto Rico and Dominican versus Mexico. Monday, Venezuela versus Puerto Rico and Mexico versus Japan. Tuesday, Puerto Rico versus Dominican Republic and Japan versus Venezuela. Only 1 team gets eliminated from the round robin. The top 4 meet in the semifinals on Wednesday. The championship game will be next Friday. Where to watch? ESPN Deportes is your best option in the US. Here's where the games will be shown in each country. As for online streaming, probably no, if it's like previous years. And I haven't heard of any announcement about that changing. There will be illegal streams, of course, but those always get taken down in the middle of the game. This is a club championship, but in true Caribbean Series fashion, each ball club's got a group of reinforcements. Players from teams that did not win the championship, joining the champion team for the Caribbean Series. That feature separates this from the Baseball Champions League, where they try to keep the teams exactly as they were when they won the league crown. When the tournament starts, you'll hear them referred to more by the country name than their club name. So this feels like somewhere between a club championship and a national team tournament. It's different, and it's the biggest annual winter baseball event. Now let's take a look at what each of these 5 teams are bringing. Leones del Escogido won the Lidom title the other day, and they will represent the Dominican Republic in the Caribbean Series. A highly dramatic final series it was, a full 7 games before they dethroned the 2-time defending champions Tigres del Licey. There was more excitement than I've ever seen for a Winter League title series. When the final out was recorded, 730,000 viewers were watching on YouTube, not to mention all those watching on MLB TV and on TVs in the Dominican Republic. Comments all over social media from regular baseball fans that normally don't step outside the MLB circle. Great for Lidom. This was the 17th league title for Leones, their first since 2016. They were 24-25 in the regular season, just good enough to grab the last spot in the postseason. But in the 4-team round robin they were second with a record of 10-5, before going on to win in the final series. And they were led by manager Albert Pujols, a soon-to-be Hall of Fame MLB player, and now a league champion Lidom manager. 2 catchers with years of MLB experience, Francisco Peña and Francisco Mejia. They don't bring a lot to the plate, but their defense is good. Mejia didn't homer all season, but he hit 2 in the final series. In the outfield, Socrates Brito, one of the best hitters in the KBO the last few years. He batted .362 in the round-robin stage and hit 2 home runs in the final series. Junior Lake is a decent hitter, 12 out of 15 in stolen bases. Every one of these outfielders has played at the major league level. Infield, Kelvin Gutierrez had a .385 on-base percentage during the regular season. Second baseman Robinson Cano, you all know, batted .333 during the round-robin stage. Switch-hitting shortstop Gustavo Nunez stole 20 bases over 62 games, regular and postseason combined, and was hitting the ball better during the postseason. Jonathan Guzman, .866 OPS this season. Starting pitchers, top left, you all know Johnny Cueto, a 17-year MLB veteran. He started Game 7 of the final series, going 4 innings, allowing 2. Esmil Rogers, 10 starts in the regular season, .304 ERA, .118 WHIP. In the round robin, he threw 13 2/3 innings and allowed only 2. Emilio Vargas struggled in the round robin, but during the regular season he was 5-0 with a .187 ERA and 0.98 WHIP in 6 starts. In the bullpen, Jimmy Cordero was great during the regular season for Leones. 11 innings, 10 strikeouts, 0.73 whip, 2.45 ERA, but he had a rough postseason. Alex Colomé, a former MLB All-Star, is there, but he struggled in leadoff this season. Ulysses Joaquin pitched 20 and 2/3 innings in relief, 0.87 ERA, 0.73 whip. Joe Corbett, 23 appearances, 1.37 ERA, 0.66 whip, 10.5 strikeouts per 9 innings. Fernando Abad, 24 and 2/3 innings, 28 strikeouts, 1.09 ERA, 0.89 whip. So the starting pitchers are pretty good, but it's the bullpen I'd count on to get the job done for this team. Indios de Mayagüez, for the 20th time in LBPRC history, are the league champions in Puerto Rico, second time in the last 3 years. They had the best regular season record among the 6 LBPRC teams, with a record of 24 and 16. In the best of 9 final series, they only needed 6, 5 games to 1 over Senadores de San Juan. Behind the plate, Mario Feliciano, a Milwaukee Brewers catcher just a few years ago. This season in Puerto Rico, he had a .343 on-base percentage in 30 games. In the infield, Edwin Diaz comes over from Leones de Ponce. He was the league leader in home runs and slugging, second in OPS. Isan Diaz was the best hitter during the final series, 9 out of 20 at the plate, 3 doubles, a home run, and 5 RBI in the 6-game series. In the outfield, Anthony Garcia, league leader in OPS, tied for second in home runs and doubles, on-base percentage .434. Ruben Castro, coming over from Cangrejeros, won the league batting title with a .328 average, on-base title as well at .465. Henry Ramos, also coming over from Cangrejeros, was 4th in home runs and OPS. So this roster's got all the best hitters from the LBPRC. Nobody's missing. For pitching, they've got Eduardo Rivera, coming over from Senadores, led the league in strikeouts with 56 Ks in 39 innings. 1.15 ERA was third best. And in the final series, he struck out 12 batters in 10 scoreless innings. Luis Leroy Cruz had a 0.95 ERA in 38 innings for Indios this season, also 6 scoreless in the final series. Derek Rodriguez comes over from Criollos. He had a 2.12 ERA in 34 innings. And Indios have the best closer in Justin Yeager, 12 saves, 27 Ks in 23 innings, ERA 1.90. Cardenales de Lara are representing Venezuela. Earlier this week, they won the LVBP League title in 6 games over Bravos de Margarita. They were the best team in the regular season and the round robin. Definitely the right team to represent their country. This was their 7th title overall, first since 2020. Always one of the best, if not the best, in Venezuela. Seems like they should have more recent championships. Behind the plate, Ali Sanchez and Johan Cavito have shared the catching duties this season. In the outfield, Jose Rondon has come over from Caracas. He had a .914 OPS with 8 home runs in 54 games, top 10 in both categories. Danry Vasquez has some power too. OPS was .835. 426 on-base percentage was 5th best in the league. In the infield, Rangel Ravelo had a .422 on-base percentage and some power. Gorkis Hernandez is their base-stealing threat. Stole 27 bases this season. Number 2 on the list had less than half that number. He had a .415 on-base percentage, so he gave himself plenty of stealing opportunities. So not so much power on this team, but they know how to get on base. Good presence of former Major League hitters with Hernan Perez, Jermaine Palacios, Alexi Amarista, and others. For pitching, the ace for Cardenales is Jimmy Endersby. In 11 starts, he was 5-0 with a league-best .108 whip, second-best ERA at .272. Max Castillo had the second-best whip at .115. That came in 9 starts, 48 innings, led the league in strikeouts with 53, and was top 5 in ERA at .351. Jesus Valles is a good arm out of the bullpen. 25 appearances, 30 innings, ERA 1.78. Adrian Almeida and Alex Sheriff are 2 other reliable sub-3 ERA relievers. Charros de Jalisco won their 3rd LMP title this week. All those championships have come in the last 7 years. Charros were 37 and 31 in the regular season, tied for the 3rd best overall record. Won their first 2 series 4 games to 1, including a semifinal win over number 2 seed and defending champions Naranjeros de Hermosillo. In the Serie de Mexico, they took care of Tomateros de Culiacan 4 games to 2. Charros are managed by Benji Gil. He previously won 4 LMP titles as Tomateros manager and led Team Mexico to the WBC semifinals in 2023, so they're in good hands here. At catcher, Carlos Mendeville had an .836 OPS in 32 games. He split time with Alfredo Hurtado behind the plate this season. In the infield, second baseman Michael Wolanski had a .936 OPS that included a .434 on-base percentage and 11 steals. Third baseman Mateo Gil had a .370 on-base percentage. Former Major League hitter Jack Mayfield a .354 on-base percentage. He usually plays at short. Jason Atondo comes over from Naranjeros. He had a .405 on-base percentage. Reynaldo Rodriguez provides some power. He hit 7 home runs. In the outfield, Donovan Casey was 15 out of 18 in stolen bases. Billy Hamilton led the league in steals, 38 out of 42. Jose Cardona stole 17 with an .884 OPS. So they've got a lot of guys that can get on base, the best base stealers, and a little power too. As for pitching, David Reyes joins the team. He had the LMP's best whip at 0.95, second best ERA at 186, second most strikeouts with 71, most innings thrown at 87. Ronald Medrano is another good starter, 3.13 ERA, 123 whip in 63 innings. Luis Rodriguez, 3.36 ERA, 127 whip in 72 innings. In the bullpen, David Gutierrez had a 2.10 ERA with 31 Ks in 30 innings of relief. Steven Nagosic, a New York Mets pitcher not long ago, struck out 36 batters in 32 innings, ERA 139, whip 0.84 with 18 saves. Japan Breeze. They'll just be known as Japan in this tournament, going by their country name like the other clubs will do. But don't be fooled, this is not Samurai Japan, not an NPB All-Star team, not even a minor league team. Japan Breeze is made up of players who are not currently signed to an NPB organization, playing in the Western Hemisphere for the off-season, hoping to get signed by a professional ball club somewhere in the world. In this group of players, some spent a limited amount of time in the NPB minors. A few played 1 or 2 games in Venezuela this winter. Others haven't really played anywhere yet. It's mostly a young team with little experience. Here's the lineup they used when they played in Venezuela. Takeru Ohashi led off, 23-year-old left-handed batting outfielder. He played in the LMB for Tigres de Quintana Roo last summer. 39 games, 351 on-base percentage, and 9 for 9 in stolen bases. That's pretty good, really. Before that, he spent 2 years in the minors of the Baystars organization. Further down the list, Hayato Hirama, another left-handed hitter, 28 years old, plays infield and outfield, does have NPB level experience. He played 1 game with the Yomiuri Giants in 2021. The rest of the time from 2020 to 2022 was spent with Yomiuri's minor league affiliate. No speed, no power, low average, but a high on-base percentage. At the bottom is Ren Tachioka, 25-year-old outfielder. He just played his last year at Southern Indiana University last year. 49 games with an .874 OPS and 17 steals. Here's the full roster, all the players you saw before plus a few more. One of the few more you'll notice is infielder Munenori Kawasaki, former NPB and MLB. Don't know how valuable he'll be though. Now 43, he's been playing on my local independent league team the last few years, maybe high single A level. And his playing time's been severely reduced, mostly served as an assistant coach last year. If nothing else though, he'll provide some valuable leadership. For pitching, there's 30-year-old right-hander Rintaro Hirama. He pitched in the LMB in 2022 and made 3 starts in the Venezuelan League this season. Ryo Negishi, he pitched in the Colombian League this season. Pretty good too. 19 relief appearances, 1.88 ERA, 1K per inning, and a 1.17 whip. 22-year-old Dai Kato, also a good option out of the bullpen. He pitched 3 years on the Baystars farm team from 2021 to 2023. The biggest strength for this team, though, has got to be the manager. Venezuelan-born Alex Ramirez played for the Indians and Pirates long ago, then went on to play 13 years in NPB with over 2,000 hits and 2 MVP awards, followed by a few years as manager of the Yokohama Baystars, where he led them to the Japan Series. The perfect choice for this role. He's from the Caribbean region, he knows what to expect from the competition, and he knows how to manage Japanese players. Well respected in Japan, but he's got his work cut out for him. His team will be big underdogs here. Now, what do I think will happen? Well, 4 out of the 5 teams reached the semis, and the odd one out has got to be Japan Breeze, severely behind the other 4 teams in talent. They're well managed and they'll play smart so they'll avoid getting blown out, but the talent deficiency will be too much to overcome. Beyond that, I don't know. All 4 teams look really good, and it's a knockout stage from there, so anyone can win it. But if I have to make a pick here, I'll say Dominican Republic over Mexico in the final. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments. That's all for this one, and until next time, this is Baseball International. See ya.